What's she gonna do? Hi, everybody. Call the meeting to order. Good, I have an approval of the, minutes for December 9th, 22. December 9th, oh my God, I didn't realize it was that long ago. Can I have a motion? Second. Thank you. Treasurer's report.
You'll see that there's been very little activity through the first three months of the year. The primary expense is the cost of the audit of $4,300 and our monthly retainer for legal services. The second page has the actual transactions that have taken place to date, and our cash on hand is $623,066. Good spot to start the year.
Any questions? Motion to accept the treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second.
I'll check.
All in favor? Aye. Number, 644-23. The audit.
Yep, so we have the annual audit that was prepared by Cusack and Company. They were here in February. excuse me, it's, as in past years, it's a good, clean, unqualified audit. There were no changes, no discrepancies, no issues that were raised. Just kind of walking through the package that you have in front of you. You have the introductory management letter that they provided us, our balance sheet with the assets and liabilities, mostly comprised of our cash position of $692,031 as of the end of the year. There's a note receivable that's for the 45 Broadway project, the housing project on Broadway run by the Gillespie Group and the Y. The next section is the statement of revenues and expenses for the year. It was a good year for the agency. We collected one major fee for the Elmer Avenue Gardens project that closed right at the end of 2022. That was a $171,000 fee, so that accounts for most of the revenue for the year. There's a cash flow statement, the usual notes, and then a supplemental schedule showing that there's still one outstanding bond issuance for Union Graduate School, Clarkson University now. But everything's in order. They did a great job as always. Tony, very helpful in making sure everything got together. And with your consent, we can upload the audit to the authority's budget office, which is required. Today's the deadline for all of these things we're going over today. And then it also gets posted on the website. So it'll be on the website later today as well for the public to review if they're interested. Any questions that Tony or I can answer?
Any questions? No? We have a motion to accept the audit. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, 64523.
Yeah, doing things a little bit differently this year. So we've broken out these compliance issues into sort of two pieces. So the first one is resolution 645. So there are 3 reports that are filled out that again need to be sent to the authority's budget office. The first one is the mission statement with the 2022 performance issues, performance results. On that page, you'll see that the total investment for the year that was approved by the agency was over $31 million. I think the big thing that we look at are the jobs. So the job reporting that was just recently completed by the staff shows a total of 1,853 jobs were reported, which is a 370 job increase over 2021. So that's fantastic, almost a 20% increase among the 27 projects that report to us. And then for 2023, we have to make some forecasts basically, and we're showing that pilot payments will be declining. And that's because several of the projects are concluding, so they're kind of rolling off, so there'll be a decrease in the amount of money that's collected. They're all going back on the tax roll to pay their normal taxes. The second report is the real property report. There's 4 properties that are owned by the agency. Nothing's really changed on that. You might remember from the last meeting that over on Duane Avenue, there's a piece that we're talking to Northern Rivers about. You authorized a license agreement with them, and now they're interested in perhaps buying that site. So we'll be coming back to you on that. So that's a little parcel that would be sort of cut away and distributed to them, but nothing will really change there. And the third report is the investment report, which Cusack & Company prepares for us. So it just follows state guidelines for investment of funds that we have on hand. So we meet the obligations of the ABO with all 3 of these reports. So the resolution would authorize having these reports uploaded to the authority's budget office and again posted on the website. If there are questions you might have about the reports.
So we're voting on all of these at once.
No, we're just voting on this
Doing this one right
resolution.
now, okay.
645.
64522. Can I have a motion to accept 645? John, with any questions? So move. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, if no one has any objection, we can vote all of these at once. 646, 647, 648, 649, and 650. Are there any questions about any of those?
These are the policies that we're required to have in place. None of them have changed from last year or the year before that. It's been a while while since we've updated any of these policies. Again, they're all required by the, by general municipal law. The only change probably from previous years is the last item, uniform tax exemption policy is supposed to be approved reviewed every 3 years. I think it's been a while. And so we'll try to get back into that rotation. Uniform tax exemption policy guides what we do, pilot deviations and the process for collecting applications, how the pilot deviation process works, the fees that we charge. It's just the general rules of the agencies. All these are on the website, easy for anyone to see if they want. But again, if you approve this group, they're posted on the website and they're available to the authority's budget office.
Motion, please.
So,
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. 651-23.
Election of officers, bylaws calls for doing this once a year. We're keeping the same slate that we have in place. We really appreciate all of you coming in. We're short a couple of seats on the board, as you know. So thank you for coming. Thank you for volunteering, helping us out, making sure that we're complying with all the state laws. I really appreciate your effort for helping us out, but we're keeping the same slate. Hopefully no one has any objections to that.
This is volunteer job.
We have coffee.
What did he say? Do we vote the whole slate at once? Vote the whole slate. Okay, could I have a motion? Are there any nominations from the floor? I don't think there are. Okay, could I have a motion to accept the entire slate?
I'll make a motion.
Motion. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The gallows are right over there. Number 652.
Right.
5652, 23.
Yep.
Yeah, property, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yep. As we've done in the past few years, there are several properties that need to be maintained. We retained Bardstead Enterprises. They do a lot of work for Metroplex. They do work for the IGA as well. It's focused on the property out on Technology Drive. There's a big long piece that's owned by the IGA. Duane Avenue, the parking lot again, area, keep it free of litter, do all the cleanup, do the mowing during the summer with the Van Gogh immersion exhibit still around. We asked them to clean up that whole area around the community college in that area at the end of Erie Boulevard and 890, so that gets mowed every couple of weeks. Attractive entrance into the downtown. So we would be retaining the same as last year. It's $5,000 a month for 6 months, so it's $30,000 expenditure for Bardstead Enterprises to help us mow lawns and keep things clean.
Any questions? Motion?
You said 6 months?
Okay.
6 months, yeah. April through October.
5 years. I thought I saw summer snow plowing. No.
No,
Oh, okay.
just summer work.
All right.
Motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Maybe those vacation required?
Yeah, there were some new rules that came out of the state legislature. Honestly, we really do most of this stuff already. It's related to pilots. Look, we have all the municipalities, school districts keep track of the pilots. It's a big part of their budgets, affects their state aid requirements, the tax cap. And so everybody keeps a scorecard. Everybody works with Tony on making sure that the numbers are correct for the upcoming budget. But all this has been put into law, of course. And so now there's a new requirement that 2 years before a pilot expires, we're supposed to notify all the affected tax entities about the expiration of the pilot. So it's just a more formal way of doing it than we do it currently. So we would have a form letter to send out and notify them of that. There's also a new requirement that when a project comes in, as you know, we review the application, make a presentation, a resolution is approved that starts the process for the project, holding the public hearing. Now that information also needs to be sent out to all the affected tax entities. So it's just a little bit more formality to the way things are currently done. So those are some of the new requirements that have come in that affect IDAs. I don't think it's a big change. It's kind of what we do anyway, and we'll comply with those requirements.
There's no, you don't vote on that.
No.
There's no vote on that. Any other business?
I just want to thank the team. That's a lot of work to meet all these requirements in a timely manner. Tonya, Jennifer, David, Jamie, have been working very hard, our legal staff, and I thank all of you for coming in today so we can file all this stuff on time. We need to get it in there today. So thank you.
On Erie Boulevard, they're clearing off that lot across from Stewart's. Is there any, are they just cleaning it, or has it been, has been sold or anything?
A lot of cross.
The big lot across the street from Stewart's,
Next to-
or actually from the hot dog place, right directly across the street.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, yeah, next to the old Cumberland, yeah, across from the stores. Unfortunately, we've been this is kind of the frustration of urban development. A young developer owns that property. He had Starbucks ready to go there, but they wanted a drive-through. There's a drive-through at the Burger King next door, literally under the bridge, you go to the Burger King. Down the street, there's a drive-through at Wendy's. There's a drive-through at the KFC on Lower State. However, the vagaries of the city's planning requirements is that no drive-through can take place at that location. So we would have a Starbucks here today, but they did not want to provide a variance so that they could do a Starbucks there.
It hasn't been resold.
No, long
They
answer,
just
short
clean it.
question.
They're just cleaning it up.
Which is good, we would
Okay,
ask them to
yeah.
keep it clean, but they're a little frustrated because it's, and the same thing with the bank drive-throughs, they have the same kind of
There's a
requirements.
car place there. Wasn't where they're selling cars?
Yeah, I think they were.
I sold that property years
Yeah.
ago to those people, whoever had
Had a
that.
lawn service or something.
Yeah,
for years.
Landscape
Oh, yeah.
used to be there, which is an odd location, but they're out of there, but.
They've owned it for a long time. Any other business, anyone have any questions?
I think everyone knows that Peggy King's been nominated as a
Oh,
woman of the, what is it, woman of excellence? Well, I guess
We
that's
knew
the
you were
way
excited,
you
right?
said it, why-
Woman of excellence.
That's through the Chamber of Commerce. There's an event later in May.
how much did you pay for this?
Don't listen to them, Maggie.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, nice. You've been around for a long time, my dear.
Yes.
You've earned that much.
It's not a secret.
Yeah, right. No, I was just saying, you're right, when Karen CW called to tell me that I was getting the award, she said, I bet you figured you were done getting awards by now. I said, you got that right.
Well, thank you all. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out.